What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew? This is Ballhawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
All right, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host, once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. You know, it's Monday. It's the day before the vets. All the vets are required to be into camp, and you know what? Training camp is here. We've got a bunch of different stuff happening with Detroit Lions. We've got, guys, good news. I'm sure you saw the video yesterday being put on the physically unable to perform but active list. You've got a rookie and Manu getting on the NFI list, so not the greatest news. Apparently, Giovanni Manu might have been injured somewhere during spring camp and yesterday, but whatever it is, he'll be back hopefully sooner versus later. No real full information on him as of yet. But whatever it is, fans have been clamoring for months now. Let's get through the jibber-jabber of the offseason and get to the regular season. Let's get to training camp. Let's get to games that don't matter. Let's get to position battles. Let's get to all these things that lead us into week one against Matt Stafford, the Rams, and you know what? Our quest to go down the road and into the promised land that is the playoffs and the Super Bowl. So in today's episode of Lions Talk Live, we're going to be analyzing something we briefly brought up yesterday during the breaking news segment, and that's some of the sneaky moves AG, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and everybody in between have been doing with this defense. Aaron Glenn's under a lot of pressure this year. I think everybody can say without a shadow of a doubt he hasn't had the most talent to work with in his tenure here in Detroit. But that's no longer the case. Brad Holmes and MCDC, whoever you want to give credit to, have done a lot of things to put parts into place for this team. And I think it's this time it is some pressure on AG. But he's been doing a few things off camera, behind the scenes to get this team ready. We're going to analyze it. But if you are new to the channel, got a few things for you. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We are now roughly, I'll say 70 subs away from hitting 7,000 subs. So if you can help out with that, that would be great. Also, while you're enjoying the content of the video and the channel, if you could take just a brief moment of time, it's free of charge. Hit that thumbs up, like button, whatever you want to call it button. Help the channel out. We try to get every video between 200 to 300 or more thumbs up. Lastly, outside of being a basketball coach, a scout, and a YouTuber, I guess I am a YouTuber, I am also a realtor. So if you're looking to buy or sell property anywhere in the continental United States, you can give me a call or shoot me a text. I primarily work out of just Michigan, but I can help you no matter where you're at. Give me a call, shoot me a text, let's have a conversation, see what we can do to save you some money, make the process easier. It can be vacant land, commercial property, second house, a new house, first-time house, whatever it is. Let's try to make the process easier for you and put a smile on your face. So, all right, with all the jibber-jabber out of the way, we are going to go ahead and get into the first portion of the show, and that is 5 Headlines Now. All right, I got a question for everybody out there in the Duke crew, the morning show crew. How many of you are just jumping up and down now that training camp is here? We've got reports from Terrion Arnold. We're going to have a real quick video of him taking it through. Hey, we've got to apologize in advance for some of the language. I can't control that part when it's somebody else's video. So just be forewarned. I don't think it's anything egregious, but there are a couple S-bombs, etc. All right, let's get into the 5 headlines, though. All right, pro football rumors. Latest on extension talks between the Lions and Taylor Deckard. So pro football rumors, they do a lot of speculating on different topics. Go over and check them out. You got some free time. You want to see some of the things that are being talked about across the league. This might not be a bad place for you to stop and preview every day. Let's see, Detroit Lions rookie surprisingly among 4 placed on injured list. And again, we mentioned it earlier in the show. We mentioned it last night on Lions Talk Live with our breaking news video, but Giovanni Manu was placed on the list. If you want a little bit more information about it than we're going to go into in today's episode, check out Mike Moratis's column about it. He says basically what I was mentioning earlier, nobody is 100% sure. The Lions have not revealed when the injury took place, but it's expected that it probably happened during the end of rookies' OTAs. All right, 5 reasons of optimism for the Lions 2024 season. This is by Sports Illustrated and Christian Boer. So he goes into just different parts of the Detroit Lions franchise. And I think we could all agree are probably reasons that most Lions fans have changed from being the season's never going to be any fun. The down times are going to last forever with Detroit Lions, and why it's now quite the opposite. If you're a Detroit Lions fan, you have expectations of success, expectations of, going to the playoffs, potentially even the Super Bowl. So he lists a number of things you can go over, check it out. But if you want, culture change is going to be one of the ones he throws up there. Coaching staff continuity. Thank you. Basically, because we didn't lose any of our really strong positional coaches. We didn't lose any of the OC, DC, etc. support staff. So going into the season, I know we've talked about this quite a bit this offseason, but I really feel like that first month or so of the year, Lions are going to have a huge advantage over most of the teams that are going through trying to incorporate new terminology, new schemes, schematics, and new wherewithal within the coaching staff to the players. Check it out. Improved secondary. He also lists offensive weapons. Hey, Lions got a ton, and some of these guys are pretty young. They should still have significant upside. Toughness in the trenches also listed as part of his 5 reasons why. All right, next we got why did Lions sign Jake Bates? ? Detroit reportedly secures services of UFL's best kicker. Sporting News, David Suggs. I thought this was kind of like a little late to the party story by Suggs, but he goes in and he really does an analyzation of Michael Badgley versus Bates, how he thinks it's going to work out as far as MCDC using a kicker potentially more often, etc. So go ahead and check it out. Again, if you're looking for something to read, maybe while you're doing something else or got a lunch break or whatever it is, he does a pretty good deep dive on this story. Darian Arnold seeing how serious Detroit Lions are about Super Bowl. This is SB Nation, story by Jeremy Risman. So go ahead and check that out. I think it's a good one for you. And as I promised, we're going to share a little bit of the video of that. So let's real quick go ahead and do that. Again, apologies. I know there's a couple S-bombs on there. I don't think it's anything egregious, but it is beyond my control to stop that. So we're just going to go ahead and share this real quick and get it over to you guys.
First day back, man. We had a conditioning test. Rookies had to report early. Vets got to come later, man. I'll be there next year. But that conditioning test was no joke. Boy really trying to win a Super Bowl this year, I tell y'all that. And I'm in shape. Get somebody else's opinion. Y'all boys know who this is, man. We got these tight ass. I must have been thinking about my rookie hair. How that conditioning test had you feeling, man?
Shit, 12 hours tougher.
Can't forget my op, man. This boy used to be my op, man, back in them college days, man. But now we team. How that conditioning test had you feeling, boy?
Cake, man. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
then.
Florida.
That boy say he been down there in Florida with them, boy. Can't forget about our boy Ray Straw, man. Better go over here tap in with that boy, man. Look how he looking right now. That boy probably tired. He over there with Mo Fizzy, man. How that conditioning test had you feeling, boy? Weak, boy. How you feel, boy? He over here always smiling.
All right, we'll get back to it another time. But, hey, just kind of a little bit of an insider, and thanks for Taryn Arnold for doing that. Sounds like he's going to be sharing a whole lot on his social media during it. Before we get into the main topic of the day, though, I've been talking about this for about a little over a week, so I want to thank Moonscar for sending me a text this morning to remind me of doing this. So hold on just a second. All right, so I want to thank Lions Talk Live member Phil for making this. I know you could see it in his thumbnail, but he made a Do Crew guitar, and I just want to take a moment of time. He took in his time, put in the work to make this thing, and hey, he did a really great job with it. So Again, Phil, thank you. And man, you are skilled with this. All right, let me put that down. And without further ado, let's get over to the main topic of the day. So let's pull that up, cue it up, man. Got a little bit of a beat to you. So, all right, Aaron Glenn. We've all talked about it for some time. Aaron Glenn, he's been burdened with less abilities on the physical side of things than the offense. The offense, as we all get, has been carrying this team, the strength of the team. You've got St. Brown, you got Jameson Williams, you got Gibbs, you got David Montgomery. You got so much talent on the offensive line. You got Jared Goff. You've got all these guys who can play. And then there was the defensive side of the ball. Maybe not as strong. Maybe not as great. Whatever it is, it just was kind of the weak sister to this group. And what can we say? That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. You look at the team and you say, hey, I think we all agree, if you're a Lions fan, Aiden Hutchinson, he's probably pretty good. He's got some potential to be even better this year. You've seen significant growth out of him each year. And you know what? I think this year, what we saw towards the end of last year is only going to keep going up. He had 8 sacks in the last, 4 games. Went through them. Some of them were kind of gimme sacks, but you know what? Some of them weren't. There was also a lot of different times throughout the season where he nearly got home. Got, the most pressures of anybody in the NFL. There was just nobody else to help clean up those pressures. This year, though, Hutch should be on fire because he is joined, as we all know, we got Ali McNeil, who's been developing more and more throughout his career. DJ Reader, hey, you wanted good news if you're a Lions fan. You got some yesterday. The fact that he was not put on the anything other than the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list, I thought that was great news for both him, Davenport, and Branch. That means they can come back at any time. This is what it means. It's not like the IR or something else. They can come back whenever the coaches feel or the trainers feel they're good to go. DJ Reader is going to be a massive, massive improvement for this team. In the thumbnail for the show, we wanted to talk about some of the sneaky moves Aaron Glenn has done to help vitalize this team and give me, at least as a coach, somebody, hey, I want to think what other teams are doing. I want to try to scout and see what somebody's trying to do to pull the wool over other coaches' eyes. Here's what we're going to start talking about. We've mentioned on Lions Talk Live for a while the idea of going positionalist across the defense. And I think that's starting to happen with AG. I think AG is saying, let's look at the offensive rules in this league. Let's look at how everything is skewed towards the offensive side of the ball. What can we do to try to gain an advantage? Because let's be honest, it's getting harder and harder for defenses to stop the offense in the NFL. You want more proof of that? Look back at this last year's draft. Look at how many offensive players went off the board before a defender was ever selected. We can all say there was a lack of elite defenders, or it's just everybody saying, hey, you got to have an offense to win the Super Bowl this year in this league nowadays. The defense, if you get a couple stops, great, so be it. You outlast somebody. And I think that's where Aaron Glenn, I'm going to give him some credit. He's got to go out on the field and prove it with his team. But I do believe the Detroit Lions secondary is now positionless. You're going to have everybody playing all over the place. The only person that might be the exception to that would be Kirby Joseph. I just think he's far better in single high safety than anything else. But now let's talk about Marcus Davenport. He's not a defensive end. He's a linebacker. James Houston, he's not a defensive end. He's a linebacker. Mekhi Wingo is not an interior offensive lineman. He's a defensive end. So I think you're starting to see how the Lions are going to, and Aaron Glenn are going to move pieces around, make it harder for people to block everybody. And like I said, Davenport, Houston are going to be linebackers. They're not going to be ends. Mekhi Wingo, I forget his name. The Canadian guy now just escaped my mind. But anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. But he's going to be a defensive end as well. And I think you're starting to see where they're going to put a massive amount of athletes on the field and just say, hey, we're going to be more athletic than you. We're going to make it a pain. You got a mobile quarterback. We got a bunch of guys who are going to be more athletic than him. We got a bunch of guys with power. We all, if you're my age or roughly thereabouts, you remember the NFL being a running league who threw sometimes. That's no longer the case. It is a passing league that runs sometimes. Detroit Lions may be the exception to it, but I will say this. I think they're doing everything they can to say, you know what? If you got a quarterback with some mobility and a bunch of receivers who can fly, we can match you across the board. 70% of this league plays zone defense. We're going to play man just to make it a little tougher for your quarterbacks to hit those windows. Your quarterback's not used to throwing into specific pockets, instead just areas, because the defense is almost always zone. That's no longer the case. Look back at last year when Aaron Glenn basically hit the skip it button. He said, we're going to just be blitz. We're going to play man-to-man across the board. You're going to hit some shots. We're also going to steal some shots from you. And I think that is the wave of Aaron Glenn's future. I think that is the Detroit Lions' path. And I do believe the Detroit Lions, they may not lead the league in sacks, but what I'm looking for is how many hits on the quarterback, pressures, and yes, I do believe there'll be a lot of sacks. I also believe there'll be a lot of interceptions because of guys like Terry and Arnold. I also think you want other good news from yesterday. Emmanuel Mosley was not listed on with any designations yesterday. He was a full go. Now, could they ease him along until the start of the NFL season? I believe that's also the case. Emmanuel Mosley, let's not forget, when he came to Detroit, he was graded one of the best coverage corners in the entire league. Yes, Brad Holmes rolled the dice and said, you know what, we're going to get a guy on the cheap who's coming off an ACL injury. But that guy, unfortunately, tore his other ACL. No joke. You guys all know after just a couple snaps. He comes in this year. He's healthy and returns to form. Where's he on the depth chart? Could he be cornerback number 1? Maybe. If he really, fights his way back, could it be number 2, 3, 4? Whatever it is, wherever he is on the depth chart, if that's your 4th or 5th corner, how outstanding of a secondary do you now have? How many of these guys, we've all been debating, do we need more safeties? I personally don't think so. I think you're going to have Emmanuel Mosley. I think you're going to have, Brian Branch, whoever else. Maybe Rakestraw move back there at times and play safety. So this team looks incredibly deep in the secondary. Now let's talk about the linebackers. Jack Campbell last year, did he blitz the quarterback off the edge at times or up the middle on delayed blitzes? Yes, he did. Did Derek Barnes blitz on the outside or be an edge rusher and come up the middle at times? That's also true. Thor himself, Alex Anzalone, did a great job with delayed blitzes up the middle. And you know what? The more you use those linebackers, those speed, the more you have a Davenport, a Houston, whoever else you're going to throw out there. I think you're going to put more and more speed on this defense with outstanding coverage ability and man-to-man principles in the back half. You may just have the Lions be the closest thing, I mentioned it before, to the 85 Bears or maybe the early 90s Philadelphia Eagles that blitz the heck out of other teams and coverage people. So let's see what you guys have to say. I do believe Carlton Davis is going to make a huge impact. I do believe Terry and Arnold is going to make a huge impact. I think Rakestraw is going to be sneaky good because his coverage abilities, remember, when he went through the scouting combine, he was doing that with a torn groin muscle. So if he was even 70 or 80% of what he normally is, I would have been surprised, assuming that's fully healed by the time camp opens or has opened for him. And then the regular season, he might just be able to fly in a way we were not expecting. He was thought of as a first-round draft pick, but with the injury, he slid to the second round. Good for the Detroit Lions. All right, enough of my jibber-jabber. Let's see what you guys have to say about it because I got this. I think Aaron Glenn is doing a great job of acquiring talent, athletes, not worrying, hey, are you a defensive tackle or an end? Mekhi Wingo, can he play inside and out? Yes, he can. Can, Butts play some inside, some outside? Yes, he can. Can Hutchinson play inside and outside? I think you guys get it. There are a lot of different lineups you can use with the type of guys we have at each layer of this defense. There are going to be a lot of times, I'm suspecting, where you'll have Hutchinson inside, maybe a Lee McNeil inside, and then how about this on the outside? Marcus Davenport and James Houston outside. Think of all that speed now being backed up with maybe 1 or 2 linebackers. Maybe it's Anzalone and Barnes. Maybe it's just one of them. And then if you only have 1 linebacker and 4 down linemen, think about the coverage abilities you have with all those great corners. Great corners and safeties. Skip that. They're just great secondary players. All right, you've heard my thoughts. Let's get to yours. Here we go. All right, Michael, great salutations, Coach and Duke crew, exclamation points. Superdome or bust, Super Bowl or bust, all the above. One Pride, woo, woo, and good morning to you, Michael. Hopefully having a great one. JDC, good morning, all. Good morning, JDC. Stephanie, good morning, boys! Exclamation point. We are finally here at training camp! Exclamation point. Can't wait for this season. No, I think you're 100% right. Everybody's waiting for the season. We've got it here. The vets, some of them are already in camp. That's another impressive thing we probably should have mentioned. The fact that some of the vets came in when the rookies came in 3 days early, what's that say about the culture in this locker room? What's it say about the makeup of this team? The belief that, hey, I've got to do what I can to make this roster, to make this team better, and to push us that way towards the Super Bowl. I think you're seeing a lot of the guys say, hey, I've got to go in here and compete. And when iron sharpens iron, it gets even sharper. I think this is going to force everybody on the team to be the best version of themselves they can be. Let's see. Stephanie, good morning. Michael and JDC, agreed. Bo, good morning. Duke Crew, defense. Oh, yeah. I see Super Bowl. Woo! And good morning to you too, Bo. Michael D, this season for Aaron Glenn is make or break season for him. Could be a lot of truth to that. Could be a whole lot behind that. Because if they come out and they are not good at all on D, yeah, you're going to have a lot of people calling for Aaron Glenn. I personally think this is going to be a year where the defense just really jumps up and makes a huge impact. People might be afraid to play this D. I think if it's anything like the way we ended last year, with more talent though, this is going to be a pretty tough D to play against. All right, Mike the Marine Gunny, how are you going? Howdy, Dan and Duke Crew. Welcome to Wooville. Looks like 3-4 defensive front with Davenport at linebacker. I'm also surprised Mosley wasn't on the pup list. I agree. And I didn't probably mention that enough yesterday when I did the breaking news video. That's just an absolute win for this team. The fact that he seems to be much further along. Brian Branch seems to be much further along. Davenport, DJ Reader, man, there were some people saying this dude might miss the first couple weeks of the regular season. And the fact that he's going to be okay to be on the sidelines, working with trainers, doing some non-contact stuff, just a massive win for this Detroit Lions front, I would think. All right, Michael D, good morning, Stephanie. Have an amazing day. Agreed from everybody, I believe. Let's see, Bo, what do you got? Mosley not in the pub is telling Wild Card City. Yeah, I think he's going to make the team. That's my belief. Who knows? Maybe somebody else just beats him out. Maybe Gilmore or somebody else. But can you guys come up with 5 or 6 defensive backs on this team that you could say are clearly good choices? I think you can. And the tougher question I should probably throw at you is, who doesn't make the team? I think there's a strong chance you're going to keep 6 defensive backs. And again, with the idea that some of these guys are going to be rotating to play the safety spot at all time. I think it's going to be great. I'm going to love watching this D. All right, Matthew Greens, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Woo, woo, woo. And you know what? Good morning to you, too. All right, France, good evening, all. Woo! Let's do this! Exclamation point. AG now has the tools and the talent. Build us a masterpiece. I'll go with that, man. Yeah, I think there's sneaky good talent across this board. I wonder, can Jack the Hitman Campbell come through and make another push forward? A rookie last year, what can he do in year 2? What can Sam Laporta do in year 2? Gibbs in year 2. A lot of guys, some of the guys, Broderick Martin, Scoresdale, whoever. How big of a leap can they make? How fast can they get some of this year's rookies up to pace and speed? How soon does Arnold get on the field or Rakestraw? Those are probably the big gun names. But I do think, and I know we speculated all offseason along with 50 other reporters, journalists, whatever you want to say, Mekhi Wingo, is he really, the fact that they're already moving him around to specific parts on the roster, is this a telltale sign, potentially, that this kid might just be something? And hey, the speculation's one thing. We got to see it during training camp and then the regular season. Bo says, rotation. You know what? You got depth like this, you're going to be able to do just that. So I think you're spot on. Moonscar, good morning, Dan and the Duke Crew. That's overdue for a bowl of super. The defense will strike fear into the dark and make our opponents run to the hills. Yes, make our opponents run to the hills. I agree. They're going to be out of here, and I think you're going to see quarterbacks flushed out of the pocket, throwing on the run left and right. They're going to have to improvise, and they're going to have the high success rate to beat this D. Clark, what's going on with all you wild and crazy kids? Exclamation point. Or question mark. Who's ready for some football? I'm guessing if you're watching this show, you are more than ready for and waiting for some football. Bo, run to the hills, 100%. Jesse, good morning, fellow members of the Do Crew. Hit that quarterback and no more quarterbacks rolling all over us. Yeah, no more quarterbacks breaking the pocket, running all over us, causing problems. We've seen it for years. It's going to happen to some extent. There's no way you can fully stop it. But I'll say this. I think Aaron Glenn's doing the right thing. Put tons of athletes on the field. Let them, negate some of the athletic ability of the mobile quarterback. That mobile quarterback doesn't have great accuracy throwing on the run and throwing into tight windows against man coverage. That quarterback might be in real trouble. All right, Moonscar, run for their lives. Yes, it feels like a song is brewing there. See, Bo, we have troopers. Yes, we do. Mike the Marine Gunny, so excited that I almost forgot to smash the thumbs up. Let's do it. Woo! Yes, if you guys could, hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Helps the channel out a lot. Big Eddie, Greens Sanitations. So, Coach, you brought up Miami could call us for a trade. Who do you think we could ship out of town? I know that's the $1 million question going around town, that if you were to trade some parts from this team, who would you trade? And I don't think there's going to be any trade made anytime soon. I can say this. We get closer to the second cuts, maybe the third cuts. Some guys that we think aren't going to be here. Maybe we do make some phone calls to other teams and say, hey, do you want him? 7th round pick, 6th round pick. I think 5th round pick or more is going to be tough to do. But, hey, anything is possible. See, Bo, thumbing up. All right, there you go. Darcy, Green Sanitations. Oh, who's got it better than Detroit? Nobody. I agree with that. Yeah, Detroit Lions, we've got a great team, a great setup with the coaching staff, a great community. And having been different spots in this country, looking for talent and stuff for different sports, here's what I can say. Midwest sports and the fan base are vastly different than many other parts of the country. You go to the east side of the coast, there are a lot of similarities between here and there. You go to the left side of the country, though, you go to the West Coast, it is vastly different. The people are just, if you're not a great team, if you're not in it and winning, there's just too many other things that I guess because of their culture out there on the West Coast, they go and get distracted and go do something else. Where here, man, you heard the Rams players talk about it. You heard the Tampa Bay Buccaneers players talk about it. When they came in for the playoffs, the fans were absolutely a factor in those games. Intimidating, fear, made it hard to communicate. That's what we bring as fans to those games when we get out there. And you know what, Darce? I think that's going to be a huge reason Detroit Lions want the number 1 seed this year. You come into Detroit, you got to deal with the fans. All right, Anthony, good morning, Do Crew. Lay the smack down, one pride, go Lions, 100%, Anthony. Hopefully you're not overworked today. All right, Matthew, in my opinion, AG has just as much time as DC. They concentrate on building offense and asked AG to make it work. Somehow he scraped by with subgroup of players. Now you've given him some players 2 years. Yeah, and I think you're spot on with that, Matthew. We all get it. The offense was a priority. You had to attack one side of the ball, right? And statistically speaking, you look across the NFL, more and more people are constructing their teams with offense versus defense. Again, because of the rules. So I think you're spot on. They built up the offense. Now they're trying to elevate the defense. Gunny, nobody. I concur. See, Trey, what's good all? Question mark. I think this is the year the defense catches up to the offense. I want to say the offense would be top 5 and the defense top 10. I'll go with that. I think that sounds pretty fair. Doug, good to know AG is open to changing it up. We have the speed, power, and quickness. I hope we have the tackling, and I know we'll be aggressive. Yeah, I think he's going to be highly, highly aggressive, and I'm okay with it because, again, you can let teams dink and dunk down the field and, try to get stops. I just think Aaron Glenn is on ahead of the curve in that regard. We're not going to let you do that. Yes, you're going to hit some 93-yard pass plays against us or run plays, whatever, from time to time, but we're going to get hits on your quarterback. We're going to tip passes. We're going to get interceptions. You know what? We might force some fumbles too. So I'm all for it. And no excuses from AG this season. He absolutely has the pieces to bring our defense into Super Bowl contention. I think you're spot on with that. I think we are contenders for the Super Bowl. See, Lions fan number 1, Coach, who you got as the starting defense for us week 1? Whew, that's $1 million question right now. I guess if I had to say here today, let's go Hutch, DJ, Aleem. I don't want to say it, but Marcus Davenport over James Houston. Linebackers, probably Campbell, Barnes, what do I want to say? Alex Anzalone. And then as far as the secondary, let's go with Davis. Let's go with Davis, Mosley, and Robertson. That's week 1. Let the rookies find their way. And then in the I guess you could say pseudo safety room, I'm going to go with Iffy and Brian Branch. So there you go. And nothing against Kirby. I just think, hey, let that hip heal up a little bit more. Plus, with that group, you can play man-to-man. Everybody can smother somebody. Robert Anthony, 100% agreed. I'll go with that. Let's see. Both defense only needs to be good enough. Whatever the rankings, as long as they get one more sack, one more turnover, one more stop, we are golden. And I think you are spot on with that, Bo. Voltron, you're dead right, Anthony. No more talk about this or that. It's do or die for AG and the defense. I'll go with that. I think you're pretty. You guys are, yeah. I think we're all in agreement on that. So Smoke, good morning, Duke gang. Good morning to you too. Quentin, greetings, salutations, y'all. Arnold for defensive rookie of the year. Maybe Hutch for defender of the year. I think so. You know that we play the type of defense we are, or at least I'm anticipating. I think you could be right. I think both of them could be in the running. Even though I said Arnold might not start week 1, that doesn't mean he doesn't start all the other games or that he doesn't even play week 1. I think he'll play. It just, you might not start him. Anthony, greetings, salutations all. Same to you. CB Robert, sorry. Buddy, what up, Duke Crew? What up, buddy? How you doing? Let's see, 9 Drinks. Has anyone heard when episode 2 of Inside the Den is coming out? Question marks. I have not, 9 Drinks. I have not heard that. Robert, this year will be a made-for-TV movie. Let's all cherish it. I think you're spot on. You know, you've got what happened at the end of last year, nearly there. You know, it's almost like Rocky 1, and hey, maybe this will be Rocky 2, the year we get the championship, the year we beat Apollo Creed or whatever. I don't know, whatever references you want to use, but I think you could be spot on. This could be a real special year for the Detroit Lions. All right, Steve, I have not 9 drinks. Go, okay. Phil, good morning. Good morning, Phil. And hopefully you caught that segment with the Duke Crew guitar, the guitar of destiny. Let's see. Moonscar, 9 drinks, no, but many people have been asking. I've seen. Yeah, a lot of people are asking about it, 100%. Robert, finally having a solid defense is going to create more opportunity for our proven offense, more scoring chances. I 1,000% agree. That's why when I did my score predictions a month or so ago, and I had us going, 13 or 12 wins, whatever it was, I predicted some 40-point games for us early in the year. Why is that? Because the continuity with the coaching staff, we didn't lose either coordinator. The vast majority of the offense is unchanged from a year ago. Yes, there are some significant changes to the defense, but because of the style of defense and the fact that I'm not anticipating the Rams, the Buccaneers to start the year by playing a bunch of guys in the preseason, you're going to have some rust, and I think that typically favors the defense. You're going to have some timing issues. A couple missed passes, a couple late passes, deflected passes, could be some pick sixes, and more scoring opportunities for the offense, as you're alluding to, Robert. See, Trey, yeah, our defense should be good this year. A lot of guys are ready to step up. Yeah, a lot of guys who are rookies or second-year players, third-year players, getting into their primes. Gunny, first preseason game is 8-8 New York Giants with joint practice that Dan Campbell loves for evaluating his players. Woo! Yeah, and you would think about it, we're only a couple of weeks away from that. I'd say, Doug, part of the problem AG has had from day one is input evaluation of existing talent in his arsenal, his faith in his players. Yeah, Harris. Yeah, others. You'd have to ask Kurt Steele about Harris. Kurt Steele's got inside information on how Harris made it so long on the team. His ability to work with his DB coach, no free pass. Yeah, we for whatever reason, we just did not have success with the different coaches we had in the DB position. Whatever it is, hopefully they got it ironed out, because if they did that, this season could be real good. Brent, good morning, everyone. Lombardi or bust? Oh, yeah. And good morning to you too, Brent. Hopefully you have a great one. Frank the Tank, good morning to all Do Crew. Woo, woo! And good morning, Frank the Tank. Hopefully having a great one. Doug, Houston sat out and almost lost on practice squad until Buffalo game? Question mark. I'll never give AG a pass for that. Sitting 8 sacks in 7 games. You know, it'd be real interesting to get anybody to talk on the record or even off the record, I guess, truthfully on how they evaluated Houston well enough to draft him and bring him in, but they also risked the biscuit by putting him on the practice squad, and anybody could have snagged this kid. I mean, nobody's perfect. People make mistakes. You know, I'll admit that for myself as much as anybody, but that is one of life's great mysteries. Kurt Steele, what up, though? What up, Kurt? Kurt, training camp is here, 1,000% right. Hopefully you're ready for it, my friend. Time to put out a lot of good content about it. See, Dennis, good morning. Dan of the Duke Crew, back at you, Dennis. Hopefully you're having a great morning, my friend. Kurt, Lions football is back, 1,000% there, and couldn't agree more. And you know what? While we got tons of expectations for the team, while we got a lot of this, that, and the other thing, I got to work on some of these graphics so I can move these around so they can all be in the same place at the same time. We got fans cheering. How about that? Cheering that football's back for the Detroit Lions. All right, Hookadoo, good morning, Coach of the Duke Crew. Woo! Go Lions, one pride, 1,000%. Good to see you, my friend. Dennis, what up, though, Kurt? What up? Frank the Tank, Detroit Lions, 14-3. Now, that would be a phenomenal season if we can make that happen. 14-3. I know some of you guys are saying 15-2. Some others saying 13 wins, whatever it is. Something like that. We probably have the number 1 seed, and I'm okay with that. Michael, thumbs up at Kurt Steele. Agreed. Bo, 14-3. I'll go with that. Gunny, howdy, Kurt from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. All right. Well, hopefully you're having a good time in camp. Let's see. Moonscar, Kurt Steele, live or pre-recorded episode today? I guess we'll have to answer that one. Let's see. Rocky, good morning. All don't know if I fully back a G move. He has been a weak spot. Yeah, let's hope that the better talent allows for a better result. That's my hope, at least. See, Courtney, what do you got? Good morning, Duke Crew! Exclamation point. What a beautiful week. Go Lions. That's right. It is the start of training camp. Football is back, baby. And you know what? We're all going to be salivating any news that comes out of training camp. See, Bo, Hutch, Sun God, Kelvin. All the above. Jason, a well-rounded Lions team. Who would have thought it? Question mark. I can't wait. Superdome or bust. I'll go with that 100%. And I'm still working on 2 surprises for you guys this week. We should know in the next couple of days what happened. Real quick, for as far as guests for this week, we're going to have Micro Mike. I know Buddy was asking about that, so talk to Mike. He's going to come on Friday. We got Ant-Man Wednesday, Kurt Steele Thursday, Krista Robertson. We're trying to work on her schedule to get her in. It could be Saturday or it could be Tuesday. We also have Spirit of Detroit trying to come on. We're trying to work on a day for him as well. So we got a pretty good group of people coming on for, short 10, 15-minute segments, try to give their inside thoughts on everything with the Lions, training camp, etc. Try to keep you guys entertained. All right, see, Anthony, we have a defense and offense now. I agree. Dennis, All-Stars. Hopefully we'll have more than a few. See, Gunny, great intro. Thank you. Working on it. 9 Drinks, good morning, Duke Crew. Back at you, 9 Drinks. Hopefully having a great one. Hopefully having a do. Anthony, it's going to be great, and we're going to shut people up after this season. You never know, man. Let's hope we do, but I do suspect there'll be a lot of people still talking. Hookadoo, good morning, Anthony. Anthony, good morning, brother Hookadoo. Bo, we crossed the void. Let's hope so. Buddy, love the woo from Skipper. Yeah, Skipper's woo, man. I mean, it still cracks me up every time he does it, man. It's so kind of nonchalant. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is, man. Motown, great salutations, Coach and Duke Crew. Lions rule, Bears drool, 1,000%. I concurred. Gunny, Manu could be started on, stashed on NFI. He could be. It is an option. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him. And again, without knowing the full extent of his situation, is that a possibility? Yes, it is. And I personally, selfishly hope he makes the roster just so they can get more hands-on training with him. But he is going to be a project. He's just a massive project. Anthony, what do you got? Woo! We'll go with that. And just for you, my friend, just to keep you engaged. 100%. See, Rocky, now comes the move back to hide and protect players from other teams. Yeah, any of the rookies that we had this year, you're not going to be able to put them on the practice squad. They will get snatched up right away. As far as some of the other veterans, I think you got to be careful there too, just because a lot of the guys are so talented, somebody's going to take them. That's my belief, at least. Buddy, Skipper is an offensive weapon. 100% agreed. 100%. See, Mike, good morning, Duke Crew. Woo! Good morning, Mike. Hopefully you have an outstanding one. Anthony, I see us contenders for the next 5 or 6 years. I think, yeah, for the foreseeable future, Detroit Lions aren't going anywhere. They just draft too well. They develop too well. This team is so young, and there's really nobody on the team that's getting to that point in their age where, like, yeah, they aren't going to be here. There might be, I take that back, there might be 1 or 2 guys, but that's it. And you should be able to draft to replace them if you haven't already. See, answer 14, greetings, salutations, Coach and Duke Crew. It's a great day to be a Lions fan. Book your rooms in Las Vegas now. We're going to be a party. Woo! And I agree. Get everything's ready. Get stuff all set. You might want to book some rooms down for New Orleans to get down there to the Superdome. See, Courtney, I have been an AG fan since in the darkest hour. He will shine. Genius season. Go Lions D. Courtney, I'm with you. I think what he's setting up, what he began last year, and now he's continuing with more talent this year, I think this Lions D is going to be pretty dang special. Let's see, Anthony, easily, 100%. Bo, maybe Manu was chasing his dog. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just know that it happened near the end of the rookies' OTAs, somewhere between there and then the spring stuff. See, Anthony, bold prediction. Lions win back-to-back Super Bowls. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, man, it could be a sign of greater things to come or a sign of the apocalypse. I'm not sure where to go with that. See, Moonscar. Manu was taking a ballet class and landed on his PA into a triple wing wrong. All right, there we go. Could be. And man, you are messing me up with that one. See, Anthony, DC retires. Ben becomes head coach in Detroit. Boy, let's wait on that. Let's wait on that. See, Anthony. Oh, I forgot the breaking news part. Yeah, it happens, man. Sometimes you got to use that breaking news. Answer 14, green sanitation coach Duke Crew. It's a great day to be a Lions fan. But yep. Sorry, I think I already read this one. My bad. Doug Quintuini, Ben Johnson, youth and talent with growing chemistry. Bring in some experience on the defensive line and DB room. Yeah, I think all that is a winning combination. Bo, please, please, all right, fair enough. Let's see, Pierce. Good. Hey, Pierce, it's been a minute. Good to see you. Good morning, Coach. Exclamation point. Any word on if DJ Reader will be ready for week 1? I remember seeing he might be out of camp, which isn't the end of the world, but regular season, we need him. The only thing I can say, Pierce, is that it sounds like the fact that he's on the PUP list now in no other designation, that leads me to believe week 1 of the regular season, he's good to go. Wait and see, though, but I believe him, Davenport, Brian Branch will all be good to go. Let's see. Bo, awesome job, Phil. 100%. Yeah, he did a great job with the guitar. Big D, awesome guitar, man. That was cool. Yeah, he did a phenomenal job. And you guys know, if you watch the show, you see his thumbnails. Phil's incredibly talented at making these things. Let's see. Gunny, what do you got? Sweet job, Phil. Agreed. Kurt Steele, good morning, everyone. I had to bust some suds right quick, wash some dishes. All right. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. You got to keep people happy and keep things clean. All right, see, Brent, awesome guitar, Phil, concurred. Miles Margaret, wow, Phil, yeah, marvelous guitar. Great job, yeah. Anthony, great job, Phil. Nice work, Phil, says Moonscar. JP, nice guitar, Phil. Love the Telecaster. Yeah, he did a great job with it. I've got to learn how to play it better. Kurt, nice guitar. Michael, great job, Phil. 9 Drinks, looks even better live. Great work, Phil. Yeah, he did a good job. Even put Dew Crew on it, Mountain Dew sticker, all that stuff. So it was good stuff. Bo, here comes Tell on the Mountain. There we go. Phil, laughing out loud, fun stuff. Yeah, you did a great job, my friend. And I know I've told you that before, but still, kudos where it's due. Anthony, and it's official. The steel is here. Good morning, Kurt. 100%. Buddy, nice detail on that guitar. I agree. See, Demetrius, good morning, fam. Woo! Good morning to you, too. Hopefully having a great morning, as always. Kurt Steele, Moonscar Blade recorded, but I'm doing a premiere this morning so we can live chat when it airs. All right, there we go. Moonscar thumbing up. Phil, the guitar plays well too. Yeah, I'm not great on guitar. I tuned it up a little bit. And then a friend of mine who does know how to play guitar tried it out. Yeah, it sounded great. Bo, defender, yes. 9 drinks. Thought Dan was waiting to practice a little bit before showing it. No, I'm going to have to practice a whole lot before I get on the air playing it, at least if it's anything you want to hear. Phil laughing. There we go. Doug, a neat move by AG in 2022 would have been to let Houston play way earlier in the season. A sneaky move by AG in 2023 would have been for Houston not play special teams where he hurt his ankle. Yeah, but I'll say this, at least towards the 2023, that would not have been AG's call to put him on special teams. At least typically it's not. That would have came down to DC approving any player being on special teams. So at least that's typically how it works. All right, Rocky, there must be a reason that AG hasn't been offered a head coaching job. My opinion, and that's all it is an opinion, it's because more often than not, the teams want offensive-minded coaches. And to be fair, they want younger people. It sucks in coaching. You acquire more experience and wisdom and knowledge, which you would think would help with coaching. But there is a trend. I don't care if it's basketball, football, volleyball, whatever. Typically, they want younger coaches to assume those roles. So, is what it is. Bootscar, Bo, the Duke, the Duke defender. There we go. We'll go with that. John, Thunder and Lightning, baby, here we come. I agree. And good morning, John. Hopefully you're having an outstanding morning, my friend. See, Doug, I think we now have so much talent that even AG will be able to succeed. I think he's going to do a pretty good job. See, Bo, defender of the Duck, went over the fence. All right. Blue, almost forgot about Mosley. Yeah, I think probably a lot of people, just because he's been hurt the entire time he's been in Detroit. If he comes back healthy, he really comes in ready to go. He's, kind of regained his form by the end of preseason. Man, he could make us scary deep back there. Kurt, I don't think Mosley reported yet. No, I don't think he has, but he wasn't put on the pub list or anything else. Could it still happen? Sure, but we'll see what happens. See, Pierce Mosley at best becomes cornerback number 2. Yeah, I'd say don't have over-the-top expectations for him, but either way, he gets out there. If he can really regain his form, we're better for having him here. Carlton Davis, cornerback number 1. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the most likely outcome there, Pierce. Anthony, unless Mosley comes in and just kills it and he's going to be out of here. Hey, he's on a 1-year deal. He's got a reason to prove himself. So there's a lot of guys, as you guys know, on this team that have the 1-year prove-it deals. You got a lot of guys that want to make the 53-man roster, so they're employed and on a contender. Yeah, a lot of the factors coming into play. Bo, I Stratman and Telegram got together. All right, Doug, I'll love to see some better third quarter surprise packages that offense won't be able to predict. Let's hope AG can use the halftimes to reconstruct these changes. Yeah, hopefully they can. Him and Ben Johnson. Blue, I'll go to the Barnesby. The competition will be fierce. Yeah, just to make this team, there's really, I would say, only a couple locks on the team. Some of the offensive linemen, probably Goff. Other than that, I think you got competition across the board at every position. But we'll wait and see what happens. I'd say, Gary, good morning all. Grip for life. AG wants to play a base 4-3 defense. He wants his corners and safeties to cover and get his pressures and sacks from the defense line. He started blitzing out of a necessity. Yes, I agree, but I do think he's going to blitz. It's just my opinion. It doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. I just think he's going to blitz a lot just to keep that pressure on, force man-to-man situations, and really limit what you can do on an offense. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll drop a bunch of guys into coverage. All right, Moonscar, defense is the thing that keeps the dog in the yard. Yes, concurred. Kurt Sale hit that like button, 134 watching, only 22 likes. If you guys can, let's help out with that. Let's see, Michael, Lions 4-man defensive line, 1,200, 1,500 pounds. Yes, that's a big line. Let's see, Big D, it's Belzer, not Butts. Yeah, sorry, man. It happens, man. Early in the morning, haven't had my morning Mountain Dew. Let's see, Bo, defense is in detail. There we go. Gary, excuse me, I had to clear my throat. Gary, not saying it's he's not going to blitz. I just think he prefers not to, which would be ideal if you have a line that can harass the quarterback. Yeah, and I agree with that. All right, and we've got our first banned user of the day. So, all right, there we go. yeah, I guess I got to go back to just you got to be a subscriber to be able to comment on the channel. So, all right, Anthony, we have the Pierce that we need our coaches to put together. Our players that want it. Yeah. Warning, Z's. There we go. Chuck G's green sanitation coach and woo, crew 100%. Stalker alert. Hey, it's nice to know that somebody likes you that much to care. I'd say Doug. Let's see, Bo Booth. I get it. Deer Crossing. All right. Chuck E. Cheese. This is the season of the Lions. Yeah, agreed. 100%. Anthony, please back the clown. Yeah, black. I did. Yeah, and I'm not gonna read any comments of his or whatever. So, Bo, slow children at play. I could be a whole lot of truth that. Doug can't, Dan can't see. Just ignore it until he does. Yeah, just pay him no mind. Ignore, buddy. Yeah, stalker alert. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. Mosley is very nice when healthy. I think he will be ready to go. I'm hoping so. I am hoping so. If he can really come through and do something for us, then you know what? Kudos to us, man. Then we're going to be that much better, that much deeper, that much better of a defense. So let's all hope it works out. Okay, yep. I agree. I'm just trying not to read anything about him. Anthony, he's like a big old zit on the. We'll go with that. Yep. Hopefully he does. Big M, what do you got? I believe the move Mosley to safety. Now that's an idea right there. He can cover. He can hit. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, M. That's not a bad idea at all. Pam Oliver just got in here. Was it mentioned a move 4-3? Look, yeah, we're all guessing right now. Some of us are saying 3-4 defense. Others are speculating that we'll stay with the 4-3. So wait and see. I mean, that'll be one of the great things about the training camp and such. Even when we get to the preseason games, are they going to show us everything they're really going to do in the regular season? Probably not. They're going to keep some stuff under wrap. Moonscar, buddy, he would be something positive in his life. Yeah, all right. I'd say Great Lakes. Good morning, coach! Exclamation point. Been a few since I've been up early enough to comment. I agree with your video from yesterday. Antoine Green is a hidden gem. Yeah, I think he's got some real sneaky stuff, ability to make this team and help with this team. So I agree with you, Great Lakes. And by the way, good to see you, man. Good to see you back. Let's see, Kurt Steele. I think there will be more guys added to the pub NFI list once everyone reports tomorrow. There could be, and maybe Mosley is a part of it, but let's wait and see. Blue, the Lions defense has more Swiss Army knives than the Swiss Army. All right, I like what you did there, Blue. JDC, come on, give us a big woo. There we go. Maybe he'll do a woo. Great Lakes, I can't wait for camp updates. They should devote Fridays on training for the third quarter. They've got to do some stuff to address that. They can't have what happened last year continue this year. So, yeah, they've got to improve that. Anthony, we don't need your comment in here if you take away from the show and need to disappear like something in the wind. Randy Karen. There we go. Randy Karen. Maybe that's his full name. Buddy, Randy, you are really Adam Rank. Could be. Certainly Rank, says Bo. Brent, I thought that there was only one cut down day now. I think you're, 100%. Bo, I believe that's right, Brent. Yeah, only one day now. Buddy, KE, all right. Dre Ford, JDC, Dre Ford's rocks 1,000%. Yeah, I thanks for pointing out what you were meaning by that. I didn't make the correlation before. Pierce, if our defense is top 15 at worst, Super Bowl or bust, I agree. I think this is going to be a pretty strong year for the D. See, Doug, you can only have two choices, having a moderator or ignore. Come on, guys. Dan will take care of this fool eventually. Don't feed the black hole. Yes, I've just got to go back to putting it like I did a couple days ago where you have to be a subscriber to comment. That seemed to take care of it. But, I have a couple people in mind I'd like to nominate as moderators as well. All right, manifest my destiny. Question of the day. Name a Lion who is projected to be a starter who could lose his job based on the depth on our team. Ooh. That's a good one, Manifest. Let me think on that and try to have an answer for you. See, Ed, good morning, Coach the Duke Crew. I believe the Lions will have the best practice squad in the NFL. They will, and because of it, probably some teams are going to pick it apart. Buddy, Randy knows a lot about the Detroit Lions. Yeah, he does. At least he says he does. Moscar, yep, one cut down day now. Yes, 253, August 27th. Correct. All right, see, Blue, top 5 offense, top 10 defense equals Super Bowl. I'll go with that. Phil, is Houston going to Miami? I hope not, because, I would not be happy with that. But, hey, if somebody makes the right offer, they might consider it. I'm thinking we're probably not going to trade anybody unless we know we're going to cut them. Then maybe, we'll work with the team and make a trade. Here's also one more kick from Jake Bates. Take the points. There we go. Kneecap biting with Motor City Lions. Green Salutations, Coach Duke Crew. Back at you. Hopefully, I'm having a great morning, my friend. See, Bo, if a guy only plays on first downs, is he still the starter? Ooh, that's a good question. What defines a starter? Buddy, hey, smoking, JB, there we go. Kneecap biting. Bo, yes. Let's see. Kneecap, hi, buddy. Blue, seems like everyone is getting better. They are, man. They are. Bo, smoking, Jeremy B. Kind of makes the whole starter thing less of a thing. Yeah, if you're only playing the first downs and then coming off, I mean, it is what it is. You're doing your job. See what goes from there. All right, special teams would be more important this year. I think so. I think there'll be an added stress on that. See, Kneecaps, Will Harris and Benito Jones had a thumb drive with pics of AG keeping his job. Just saying. I know there's been some speculation about what Will Harris did to remain with the team for so long. Buddy, woo! I'll go with that. Burrito Jones, there you go. Let's see, Blue, if you gave me a scare the other day when you said Hutch may be hurt. Yeah, and sorry about that, guys. Hutch Jr., buzzed me throughout the day, said, hey, Kirby Joseph, and I think he said there was somebody else on the team that kept putting out these 97 emojis. And I said, man, that could be 50 billion different things. But then somewhere around like 4 o'clock or something like that in the afternoon, he sent a video of from, who was it? The Pat McAfee show. There's a guy on there that's just a massive Lions fan. And he's got him talking in the video about, man, Lions, just lost a star player today, got injured. And then AJ Hawk kind of talked about it. It was like, it's not the end of the world if you lose a star player. So between that and the emojis, I was like, all right, we'll do a live on it. And I do put out there, I don't know if he's hurt or not hurt or whatever, but I probably should not have done it. So sorry about that, Blue. And yeah, I'll be wearing the cone of shame for a while over that one. See, Bo posting from an undisclosed location. There you go. Gary, greetings, salutations, Coach Duke Crew. Justin Simmons is still available in free agency. Could the Lions bring in a veteran to help our young secondary? Could they do it? Sure, Gary. I'm just thinking personally that they're going to roll with the guys they have, and really, it's nothing against Simmons. I just don't think he's going to be a better coverage person than the guys we currently have here. Maybe I'm wrong on that, though. Kneecaps, if we were getting a stone like Simmons, they could have already signed him. Yeah, I think if they were going to go for him, they would have. But somebody gets hurt or something, maybe that changes the narrative. Anthony, I wouldn't want to be DC when it comes to the final cuts. That's going to be hard choices that has to be made. Yeah, between him, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, and then, of course, Brad Holmes is going to have a say in it, too. So, Blue, I want to have a team spirit, but I can't bring myself to say, woo! Hey, I got you for you. I'll do it for you. I'd say, Paul, get after quarterback 3-4 defense, Ali McNeil, Reeder, Wingo, Davenport, Campbell, Barnes, Hutch. It's not a bad group you got there. Not bad at all, Paul Oliver. Let's see, Bo, give us a hallelujah, Blue. Oh, yeah. And then Blue, Spirit of Detroit. Agreed. And Paul, sorry I said Pam earlier. I don't know why that popped in there. Blue, 100%. JDC, hallelujah, Blue, bash. There we go. Phil, Lions protecting players from injury, keeping players out of camp. That could be 100% rocked on. Gary, good morning. How good do you think Lions defense will be? I think they're going to be right around top 10, right in that conversation. Phil, back at you. Kurt, let's see. I think the staff wants some guys to be ready for the season because their roster spots are safe. I agree. If you feel like, hey, these are guys you can't have risk injury, then you're going to keep them safe. Blue, AG is the chef and has the ingredients. It's up to him to stir the pot. I'll go with that. See, Chuck E. Cheese, AG was offered jobs over the last 2 seasons, but he was voted number 1 by the players they wanted to play for. Yeah, a lot of guys love him, so I'm glad he didn't leave. All right, a couple more here, and then probably not going to make it all the way through here. Phil, hope this Trufford field doesn't eat players' knees and ankles. There we go. Let's see, kneecaps. What's weird, Lions players get hurt mostly on the road anymore, not as much Ford Field. Yeah, they've invested a lot to try to upgrade the field at Ford Field to help it make it safer. Kurt, Phil, they upgraded the surface last season, and the players seem to like it. Agreed. Let's see, kneecap biting. While the Lions pub list is concerning, Green Bay has some bling names on their pub list. Yeah, 100%. See, Chuck E. Cheese, I think I like the idea of Mosley to safety. Good call. I agree. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It's been an hour. I'll let you guys get over to Kurt Steele. Sweet, new sub. Hey, welcome to the show. Let's see, just joined today. Well, welcome on in. And yes, hopefully you enjoy the show. See, Doug, do you get hurt as much as practice in games? Maybe a little bit of both. Amy, greetings, salutations. Dan of the Duke Crew, give a thumbs up and everyone have a great day. Same to you, Amy. JDC, happy trails, go Lions. Let's see, Joseph, greetings, salutations, Coach Duke Crew and the Woo Crew. All right, I'll get out of here. Go join, the Boss Up, Ball Out podcast. Chris Steele's got a new episode coming up here right now. So you guys all take care. Have a great day. If there's some sort of breaking news, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible. Otherwise, we'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live.
Happy trails.